Hey guys, this is the general reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you have significant Gemini in your chart, if you're just drawn to this video, if you're a cross watcher, if you're watching somebody else's, or, sorry, I'm throwing off a little bit, if you're just drawn to this video. Also, for more of a complete picture, or to, damn, I feel like I'm like picking up on your guys' energy all of a sudden. For more of a complete picture, if this doesn't resonate with you, check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, any other videos that you're drawn to, or any other video that I've made or that I will make. You get the picture. Energy is fluid, so this could have already happened. It could be happening now. It could happen in the future. I could read this as love. It could be career. I could read this as you. It could be the other person or other situation. So flip-flop it as necessary. Apply it as necessary. Don't make it fit if it doesn't. Some, none, or all of this may apply, blah, 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 blah. Thank you so much for those of you who have participated also with liking, sharing, subscribing. So please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. I put out different types of videos. Please comment with me and let me know your thoughts. Tell me your story, if it resonates, all of that. I love hearing about it, even if I can't, if I don't always have time to reply to all of them. But at the very least, please like and subscribe and hit the bell. It helps circulate the channel and help others and get the video out and, you know, make more of a chance of someone else seeing it who needs to. Also, for those of you who have emailed me for like donation information, thank you so much for that. And those who have donated to continue the cycle of give and receive and to give back, if it's helped you in some way. The information is in the description box below, my email address, my PayPal address, all of that. Also for people for services who have asked about that and everything, all the information's in the description box below. Please read all of it, including the disclaimer. A lot of people just get to my email and then they email me. Almost all the information you need is there. If you read it and still have a question, absolutely email me. I'd love to help you. But it just saves me time instead of asking me stuff that's in the description box below the video. I'm going to do a separate video on this, but if anybody's watching this and they have emailed me about a service, I should be getting to those today and tomorrow. About some people are emailed me about services, some have paid for services and waiting. So I just got out of my second direction of shamanic training, so I'm kind of was a little away for a little bit with that. Oh, also, just so you know, too, it does benefit things by getting services, donations, and even like and share and subscribing to circulate the channel. Because any money I get from all of that, as of right now, most of it goes to me continuing my healing journey and then giving back and helping others with, advancing my Reiki training and Holy Fire and being able to teach that. Shamanic training. I just did my second direction. Excuse me. And then in 2020, I'll be doing plant spirit medicine, all of which I could give back and help others with, even distant wise, and which is really good because a lot of people really need help right now. Okay, so I'm going to go on with Gemini, your energy. So I can see kind of what's going on here, but some of it I'm really going to get through channeling because some of it I don't know, or I can see where it can like turn last minute and me not really know. So I'm kind of gonna just trust my channeling here. The energy is very small and a little anxious and a confusion. Like there's a little, like, even when I started, I kept like just kind of spacing out a little bit, or forgetting what I was doing or saying. But anyways, in the center of your reading, you have the Sun card. So I do think that some of you are thinking about a reunion with somebody or coming back together with somebody. Some of you, or most of you, are really trying to decide and look for direction on which way to go. Like, you want happiness and, you know, vibrancy and life and all that to come back in, and celebratory times. So yeah, a lot of you are waiting on an offer on something to begin too that you see will bring you happiness and fulfillment. So a lot are waiting on a reunion. I mean, there's a lot of things here. Like this particular Sun card, which crossing that, which I'll show you, is the Eight of Cups, the Ten of Cups. In your foundation, you have Judgment. In your crowning, you have Three of Cups. Clarifying this Sun card, you have the Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups. I don't know if, you know, nothing is going, I think, I don't know, I'll just go on with it. Crossing you is the Ace of Cups and the Ten of Cups. So the beginning of a love or an emotional venture that lead you to that emotional fulfillment. Like you want to be happy and fulfilled and good again. At the very least, where that energy is within you and it can radiate around your environment and, you know, attract in more of that with your environment. So you could be waiting on that. Or not having this is what is not making you feel fulfilled. In some way you don't feel fulfilled, either way. And, you know, you want to figure out what that is. You want contentment and a sense of stability. And maybe you're trying to think of or go to the direction that gets you there. I think also what this is saying by what's crossing you is that, I mean, if you look, it's like this, the Ace of Cups and the Ten of Cups. But what led to it is the Ace of Cups. So she's feeling that fulfillment within her. She's balanced and integrated. You have a lot of things coming up here of needing balance and needing integration. A lot, actually. And once you have it within you, it goes to your external. I think this is also you trying to just stay in the light and just keep things lighthearted, like just good. And it's going to end up coming to where, you know, you're needing to see your shadow, basically. In your foundation, you have the Judgment card. So, again, you know, you may want to come together with somebody or a reunion. You may have to make a decision, a judgment about somebody or something. But also I get a lack of seeing things. Tell me about the Judgment card. So you have the Chariot that keeps wanting to come out. And then again, the Ten of Cups. I think you're just really where you're like, I want what I want and I deserve it. Like, it's about time. It's time. Like, okay, I've got my lesson. I learned all this stuff. And I'm ready to move forward now with my blessings. And for things to be good and happy again and feel on top of my game again. But the thing is that you're not seeing something about yourself. There's a part of your shadow that you're not seeing, so that you can completely wrap this cycle up. On the bottom of the deck is the World card, so that you can completely wrap this cycle up. In the recent past, you have the Five of Wands reversed. So you have wiped out, you know, competition, conflicting energies, really anything that's opposing you, whether you're in a third party situation or whatever. Anything that was opposing you or conflicting or causing just to your energy, you removed that and took that away. Clarify that, I have the Nine of Cups. So to find your self-fulfillment and your happiness, only I don't think it completely worked. I think what this is saying is I can see the difference between your recent past and your future, or likely future. And for your recent past, you tried to go to the Nine of Cups energy by removing conflicting information or conflicting people, energy, situations, whatever. I don't think it worked. Or you're trying to do the same thing you always do. One or the other. Because in your crowning energy, you have the Three of Cups. So you're still thinking of either fun, good times, a reunion, a coming back together, maybe hopefully waiting to see if this person comes back after you removing yourself from a situation. Show me about the Three of Cups. Yeah, and it didn't work. The Wheel of Fortune is reversed. So it didn't really go in your favor, this removing yourself energetically, especially, but maybe even physically. So now in your likely future, you have the Eight of Cups. So literally, you're emotionally walking away and deciding to close that door down to go find your Nine of Cups. And to find your additional cup that will bring you to the Nine of Cups, which then maybe would bring you to this Ten of Cups. Yeah. You made the decision to move forward and find balance and bring you that level of emotional fulfillment. Your energy is very surface. It's not very deep at all. And I'm not saying you're deep, but, or not deep, but there is a closed offness almost. Maybe to emotions, but to depth. And you're not going to be able to sit here. It's going to be showing you a depth. Maybe if you allow it. If not, you'll stay stuck. So it's up to you whether or not you want to get out of this on whether or not you're willing to see what you're trying not to see. Or maybe you just don't know. You don't know yet. But there is going to be an energy that's going to come in and assist you with this. But you have to watch your perception and look at it properly and allow it to do what it's meant to come in and do, and not either get burned by it or refuse it and stay stuck. Because how you're seeing yourself is you have the Queen of Wands, and then this other card come out flipped out, or flipped over, I'm sorry. So I feel like it's something you're not seeing. Like, this is how you see yourself, but this is something behind the scenes that you're not, which is the Chariot. So here's you, and here's an energy about yourself you're not really seeing, and this is a confusion. This is a, do I go this way? Do I go that way? Do I go this way? Do I go that way? She's doesn't know, and she's not in alignment to know which way to go towards the light, which path. And so this is a huge reason why you're stuck, but you're trying to remain calm, poised, probably working on your money, you know, having just safe energies around you, and you're just, you know, sitting and waiting, building what's safe and your abundance. But also, from what I know, I'm a double Gemini. I'm a Gemini moon and a Gemini rising. Geminis don't do well with sitting like that for too long. They start to get kind of confused. The energies start to build up. They start to get restless and anxious. And then they either do something stupid, or they get, you know, depressed, and they get anxiety. Or they play a victim game and it's somebody else. They get a very restless energy. So in my opinion, although I see what you're trying to do here, this is not integrating a part of you that you need to. This is trying to slap a Band-Aid on a situation and expecting it to heal. And it's not, because you haven't cleaned out the wound. You haven't removed the dirt and the debris, and you haven't paid attention to the wound. You're trying to just leave it the way it is. It's like falling and scraping your knee, and it has a bunch of crap in it, and then you stick a Band-Aid over it, and you just hope it to heal properly. It's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this. And this is not an energy that really you're made to be in part of the time, but it's mutable. This is somewhat of a fixed energy. Not fixed, but it's more locking down type thing. And you have to be careful with that, because, you know, in some ways you're either gonna, like, I find whenever I did that, when I was in the beginning of my journey and I didn't realize about my energy yet, even if I removed energies away from me that were conflicting to me and that weren't good for me, I found in ways that I started to create my own drama. And whether it was just my thought process, whether it was attracting to me, whether what I was doing, just whatever. I mean, it can manifest in so many ways. And I really had to ask myself, like, is this really what I want? And really ask, so that, you know, because I didn't want to lose certain things, or, you know, I just really was in that self-reflection stage anyway. So I would really have to ask myself, is this really what I want? I'd be like, no, I don't. And why am I doing this? And that's why I had to create creative outlets for myself, like healthy creative outlets. And I do a lot of shadow work. I mean, I still do it now, but I had to do a lot of shadow work. And it's a little bit hard. Like, I read this thing saying that, like, Geminis and Gemini moons were kind of drama queens. You know, and I was like, I don't know about all of them. I don't know if really drama queen is the right word, but one way that it did resonate with me was that Geminis and a lot of air signs, but especially Geminis, they don't like to feel their feelings. They like to think about their feelings. Or at least they like to experience the good sides of it. But they have a little bit harder of a time of experience the heavier or darker sides of it. And with that, they just either want to shut down or run, or this just isn't fun. They have a harder time experiencing the more shadowy emotions. And in that way, they're a little bit more of like babies or drama queens about it. And I did realize that, you know, even about myself, when I had my awakening, you know, some things were legit or whatever, but the way my mind processed so many things was like so triggering and so like it's bad and so going in survival mode, you know, over things that some people would be like, yeah, and like, why is it that bad? You know, so I just found myself doing that. But either way, you know, this is a side of your, something here you're going to have to address. If not, you're going to stay stuck, or you're going to stay in this cycle. Even if you get out of this and remove this competition, because what you're not realizing here is that you are a common denominator in this. So it's going to keep happening. So something you're doing is either creating it or bringing it to you, because there's an energy within you that is a common denominator here that I don't think you're seeing, or you're seeing properly, or whatever. What's in your environment? You have the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So somebody could be coming to you with a love offer, maybe wanting a new beginning, a new passionate beginning. Maybe they just want sex. I don't know. Or this just could be what's around you, about just they're around, or that's what you just left. Somebody who isn't very truly evolved in the love department. You know, they're kind of in love with love. They offer it, and as good as it gets serious and bad, they go away. There's just more to it. Like, there's a shark under here, so it's like, oh, it's great, fine and dandy, but what? There's sharky things that comes with him. Which probably in some ways, whether you realize it or not, actually replicates you in some way on the whole in love with love thing. Maybe not all of you, but some of you. Because you're having a hard time with your shadow. And so is this person. Anybody who's in this energy is either that's just what they want right now, or there's just a part of the heaviness in the shadow they don't want. That's why a lot of people who have like commitment issues, what we would label as that, you know, they don't want the heavier stuff. They just aren't down for that at the moment, and they're not emotionally available. Maybe that's one thing that you realize about yourself, is that even though you went for all these relationships and you wanted all this stuff, and you keep finding people who aren't emotionally available, maybe that's one thing you found about yourself, is that you weren't really emotionally available. Like, you opened yourself up as long as it was like fun and flirty and light and all that other stuff, but when things got rough, you walk away, or you shut down, or you find a way to play the victim, and this isn't good for me, this is too heavy, I don't need this in my life. And I get it if, you know, you have like a third party situation, or somebody's really doing something to you, but the thing is, are you that bored to where, because I found with certain relationships, I went to certain ones subconsciously because they allowed me to release that restless energy within myself, and it gave me something to focus on to where I didn't get bored, even though it was not fun to me. But it kept me out of seeing myself. It was easy to project, in that way, I couldn't or didn't have to see myself. So it wasn't until my husband now where I did. I had to look in that mirror and see myself. I mean, because if I didn't, I would destroy it. So, yeah. How they see you is the Emperor and the Moon card. So, I mean, again, they see you as very collected, poised, not really a lot of talking. You're just kind of like, to them. You're probably looking above or outside of you or trying to forward direction. Maybe even with astrology or something. But either way, you're not really doing a whole lot of talking. Maybe you have a lot of cats around you. Both of these have cats. But either way, you and dogs, you have things around you that are safe for you. Emotionally and all of that. But you kind of pulled back and isolated yourself and are trying to figure out how to accomplish what you want or which direction to go. And you're just sitting and surrounding yourself with the things that feel good to you and make you feel balanced. Or they see you this way, which is actually matching how you see yourself. The only thing is that there's a possibility this person or situation actually sees your shadow and you don't. Because yours was reversed. So you didn't see it. Not reversed, but flipped over. So you didn't see it. But it's not flipped over here. And this is how they see you. So they might very well see what you're doing or what's going on or whatever. They might see you as being secretive. Maybe depressed. I really feel like they see your shadow. There's a lot of Scorpio energies coming up, not only in this, but really in all my readings so far. So I feel like in May, the Scorpio full moon is going to be a very intense and powerful full moon because the Scorpio energy is coming in strong. Tell me about this moon card. They might see you as pulling back and being in your shadow or being sulky or sad or depressed, maybe even depressed, because you weren't victorious about something. Maybe things didn't go your way. And now you're just going off on your own and being defensive, like you're keeping things away from you. I definitely say that. You have the Six of Wands and the Seven of Wands. Six of Wands reversed and the Seven of Wands, clarifying the moon card. So they feel like you're kind of sad and pulled back and kind of in your shadow and like, because you weren't victorious in what you were trying to do, whatever it was. And now you're pulled back and you're just defensive. Either way, they feel like Gemini went into their little corner to go get safe again because Gemini didn't get what they wanted. They might even see you as that you see yourself as more than you really are. Maybe. Because they do see you as an emperor. So maybe they do see you in the same way. No, they don't. I think that's just the whole like solitude to show that the quietness the looking for direction, not doing a lot of action. I don't think the bigness of the situation, like an emperor, the magnitude, I don't think that's it. They see you as small. They're actually projecting themselves too, because they're actually the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So they are projecting their internal stuff on you, just as an FYI, which is obvious. There's no way in this situation you guys aren't going to be projecting it on each other, actually. In a lot of ways, what I'm feeling from this, and as I'm saying this, it's like running down, which to me is a truth. But I feel like you guys are each other's shadows. You guys very much replicate either you're each other's shadows or each other's shadow aspects, or some of them. So I don't know if they don't have as much respect for you, or if just for some reason they don't see yourself as large or as prominent or strong, or I don't know, as you see yourself, or as they think you see yourself. They might even see you in the same way you see them. So if you see them as kind of conceited or narcissistic or stuck up, or just thinking about themselves, they actually think the same way about you. This is literally full-on projection going on here. Like, just as much as this person is more free-spirited and just wanting to do what they're doing and not involved in the love department and offering here and there, and they're just doing what they want, literally they're seeing you the same way. Just to let you know, not that it hugely matters, but they are. So what's in your hopes, like what you hope for, is you have the Page of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. So you're wanting a new concrete, like lucrative direction. Again, somebody who's looking for direction. Like, here's a map. So here's the Emperor, like a type of map. You're looking for this new direction that will pay off, that will give you more balance. So again, you'll have kind of like the one with the five, so a Six of Pentacles, balance, even give and take. But something that pulls you out of this Five of Pentacles kind of energy of, you know, maybe being left out in the cold or not getting what you want. What's in your fears is you have the Knight of Swords. So I just don't think that you really want to, like, argue or fight. Like, you just don't want heavy energy. All your energies are coming up as very big, fixed, strong, not, you know, not wanting toxic stuff. Like, maybe you do come across in a way where you're very like, no, I'm this. No, I'm this. You know, without even meaning to, but haughty, is that the right word? Haughty. But you don't want to fight. You don't want, for lack of better words, the lower energies. You know, lower energies. Because all your energies are coming up as higher. There's a lower. So they could be trying to ground you, and you need to be grounded, or you're trying to ascend and they're not. Which is fine. I mean, that's perspective for one, and not everybody is meant to, but it's like you've learned your lesson and you just don't want to fight. You want to take the more spiritual way, or the high road. You'd rather take the high road. Now, I do agree with part of this on learning something, that you did learn something, and that's why, because you just don't want to play with or entertain this energy. But I do think a part of you is also trying to avoid another part of yourself. There's something within yourself that you're not seeing. Either way, you don't want to fight, and you want the energy to chill. It's been too much. All your energies are very chill. You have the Emperor, Queen of Pentacles, Hierophant, all just chill. Like, not action-based. Slow the energy down. Which is funny. That's like the opposite of your actual energy that rolls you. But what is in your likely outcome is you have kind of separated off the Knight of Wands. So see this dragon? Keep this in mind. He's coming to look like he's coming to battle this dragon that's spitting out fire. Then you have the Three of Wands. Looking like she's like manifesting something at this cliff while she's waiting. And then you have the Queen of Wands. So these are all wands here too. So something very fiery, maybe spiritual or fiery or something going on. The Queen of Wands. Now look, the dragon's here. It's done breathing fire. But it's now an ally. So something that was once an opponent, maybe even something that you fear, is now something that is an ally, is benefiting you, and it has made you stronger. It has helped you to level up. So I was wondering who this Knight of Wands was. I still don't fully know who it is, but either way, this is very much you, because all these three cards, you came up as being seen as the Emperor, your likely future is the Eight of Cups, and how you see yourself is the Queen of Pentacles. So this Knight of Wands is you. I'm not sure if this is a part of yourself that you're battling. It's probably both, actually. Or if this is this other person or situation. And you now are not only waiting, but you are manifesting something. Clarifying this Three of Wands, you have, again, the Three of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and the Hangman. So while you're waiting, you know, you're healing, you're doing your thing, you have your boundaries, but you're waiting and keeping yourself in an uncomfortable situation. It's going to be uncomfortable, but you are going to be waiting for your ships to come in to see things from a different perspective. So a lot of things here about basically waiting. So, tell me about this Knight of Wands. What is this action? So I think maybe go towards the energy or entertain yourself for a minute, because here's your Knight of Swords again. And then the Queen of Wands. So this could be someone else. But I think you go from the Queen of Pentacles energy to the Queen of Wands energy. Instead of just sitting and being more in a not too much action based. I mean, I know the Queen of Pentacles isn't, she's sitting too, but there's a lot more action that's associated to the Queen of Wands than the Queen of Pentacles. And there is the Judgment, which is in your foundation here. So I think you see something, but I think something also comes in that you wanted. Now, I'm not going to say that it's going to be everything you want and it's going to go amazing forever and blah, blah, blah. But something does go a little bit more your way. Something that you had waited on. You might have to decide certain things about it, and life just goes on. It's going to have its ups and downs. I'm not going to go that far to see what happens with it, but there is something that you see by interacting with this energy that you probably really didn't want to interact with. Whether it triggers you, whether it pulls up part of your ego, whether it pulls up part of your shadow. I don't know. Maybe if you are that enlightened now, like you seem to be coming across from, like having seen something, maybe, because it does kind of suck sometimes, because when you get like that, you're like, I'm not even going to interact with any of this. But sometimes there is a little bit of a benefit of doing it. And I'm not going to say to put yourself in an unsafe or uncomfortable situation, but sometimes there is a benefit to going back around situations or talking to them even lightly when your eyes are now open. And also they really teach you about your boundaries, and they teach you where you have other weaknesses to improve on. That is really hard to see when you're just sitting all comfortable and everything. You know what I mean? But whatever it is, though, you come out, I don't want to say victorious. Like, I don't know if you win of you versus them, but you level up. You go from this Queen of Pentacles and also this Knight of Wands to the Queen of Wands. And something that once you were scared of is now your ally. Whether it's this other person, maybe you guys have an understanding that you didn't before, or it's something within yourself that you were able to see or learn about and integrate to where now you're in more of a team with it. Show me about the Queen of Wands. Because, I mean, in the Knight of Wands, he's fighting the dragon, and in the Queen of Wands, the dragon's with her, is also actually defending her and holding her. Like, it honors her. So, I mean, I think it's both. I think it's an integration with yourself, but there may be a chance that even if you and this person don't come together or situation, they actually now see you in a more respectable way. Like, they have more respect for you. Maybe because you chose not to run, or you chose not to flee. You chose to face the heavy energy. Yeah, the devil card. Like, the fact that you chose to stand there and stay in your truth, and you chose to look it in the eye, hopefully not judge it too. But the fact that you showed up. And showed how much you learned. Maybe that's why you come across also as being bigger than you are to them, because it's almost like I get this vibe like you could spit a good game, but can you back it up? And from the looks of it, I mean, you backed it up. No matter how it goes, just the fact that you were willing to walk that and came out, you backed it up. How is Gemini seen after this? So you have the Six of Cups, but I'm not sure. It flipped last minute, so I don't know if it's supposed to be flipped or not. But honestly, the vibe I get, and then you have the Three of Wands and the Seven of Wands, Two of Cups, Three of Cups. I just think they see you in a different light. I don't know if I want to spend a whole lot of time on why. If you want to know, hit me up for a personal reading. But some way of their perception of you is off, and probably a huge part of it is because of projecting, just like I feel like you're projecting onto them. But maybe you actually showing up and standing up for your truth and being you and what you know, like your kind of evolved self of what you've been learning recently, makes them see you not as weak as you are, not as naive as you are, and demanding more respect. Because your energy is very back and forth. You know, even like these alone. Just, I don't know if I'm going to read them all to you, but madness, ecstatic, ritual, energy release, unwavering. It's almost like good, bad, good, bad. You know, good, bad, good, bad. Very ecstatic, shadowy, very light, doing good things. Anti-hero, maverick, risk taker, rule breaker, very bad, shadowy, discipline, training, consistency, practice, very good. There is a back and forth here going on within yourself, just like this Chariot. Do I go this way? 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 there's a level of integration that will go on here. I do feel like because of this, that it either helps this energy dissipate and or you bring in a new energy that is now on your level. This cycle can wrap up. And or maybe even your cycle or relationship with this person. Some of you it might be new. Some of you it might be this or something from your past. That they now see you differently. You have forgiving and learning. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking will bring you romance. Or it may look this way. This is the part where I get kind of confused, and I'm probably going to need a little bit of help as I'm channeling. And this is why this integration is going to be really important, because even if you still have something left to learn about your shadow, and even if this person still respects you more now, you still have to know what you want and stay on course to who you are and what you've learned. And is it to that? Like, even if it heals that energy of your guys' relationship, if you will, interaction, are they still what you want though? Does the dynamic need to change, or is it time to just be done and peter it out? And it was what it was. And then you bring in something new. For some people, the old energy is going to be healed and released, and the relationship or situation is going to be able to evolve in a new direction. For some of you, it is going to go out, and then it's done, and it splits, and then a completely new energy comes in for you. I mean, it might even look to the point of, part of standing your grounds is an offer coming in, and you having to say why you don't want to, or I'm just giving you an example. And there's this energy that needs to be played out, and a standing of your ground, but a listening but not judging, and seeing what they're doing, and you have to have an objective standpoint. Don't let your ego take over. Just watch and observe, but speak your truth. You have a tempting offer has a high price, which is funny because this 38, you also have another 38, Greenman's Bride, sacred union, commitment, ceremony, maturing into deep relationship. So a tempting offer has a high price. Intoxication, distorted view, overindulgence. Winged seer. You see clearly, clairvoyance. Then back off underneath that. Back off, and then you have glamour, intrigue, drama. Ancient wisdom. An important end, a new beginning. Stifled, bored, stuck. Invasion, boundaries, violated, and dominance. You might have to know how to navigate this situation. When to come in and speak your truth, but when to take your time away, when to have your boundaries, when to not let people step all over your boundaries, when to know kind of how to flow like a Gemini knows. To really truly learn your shadows, because that might be what's stopping you from being able to flow, and you're just fixed like this, is you don't truly know how to flow between the light and the shadow. The light and the shadow. You get stuck, and it becomes very uncomfortable for you. And then when you go there, because you become so uncomfortable, you lose your sight, you lose knowing what you're doing, you lose your vision and your goals and yourself. You lose yourself. You lose yourself. Because you don't know how to navigate through the shadow. Which, Scorpio full moon, that's their playground. So you're going to have some hard lessons right now about, while your eyes are more open now, you're going to have to go, or you may choose to go into some uncomfortable energies to learn how to navigate that differently and not just use it through your eyes, but through your senses, through your third eye, through your intuition. You know, Geminis are very intuitive, but one thing that's hard for them is the feeling of their emotions, which is going to connect to your ego, which means there's a chance this person or situation, since they represent a lot of your shadow, this is why you're hiding out, is because you become so confused and you lose your balance, you lose your sight, you lose who you are, you lose your composure. Because you don't know how to ride that wave. You don't know how to flow between the light and the dark. It triggers you. And to be honest with you, there's a really good chance you probably do exactly the same thing to this person. I don't know if this is a type of twin flame situation, or at the very least a very, you know, karmic or soulmate or like divine partnership, or just something where you're supposed to teach each other lessons in this lifetime. I feel like it is a very spiritual one at the very least, and spiritual is not always beautiful and butterflies and all that, but they're hard. They're those ones that can reach you at, you know, your depth. They trigger you for soul healing. Again, another Scorpio concept, you know, soul healing, soul depth stuff. Because it's on one hand, it's like, so, right? I don't know if I can hold all these up together, but you have a tempting high price, tempting offer as a high price, intoxication, distorted view, overindulgence. You see clearly. Here's these three kind of shadowy cards. And then you have these three, which is new love, courtship, romance, falling in love, sacred union, commitment, ceremony, maturing into deep relationship. And then you have crystal magic, creation, dawn, the beginning. Like basically you can create this energy to go wherever you want it to go. And then here's your Three of Cups energy again. Creative, cooperative ventures with friends, joy, sharing, new partnerships that are fun. Manifestation, expectations, offerings. So I don't know if this gets the chance to transform, but I feel like it has the opportunity to. And if it doesn't, it will clear out this energy and this will come in, but in a different person, a different form. But you are going to have to navigate your shadow. You have follow the moon, listen to your, like follow your emotions. How are your emotions being affected? The moon affects water. Water are your emotions. It affects our emotions in the same way it affects the ocean and the tides. So as things start to become really emotional for you, and you could feel your stuff being shifted or something pulling your emotions, like the tide, the energy pulls the oceans, something like this, probably this situation is going to come in and pull your emotions. When it gets confusing like this, you need to go within. Seek the answers within. Don't listen to other people. Don't listen to other things. Maybe not even this person. This person's part may only be just to trigger you, or just to show you something, to pull something up within you. So then again, now you could go back into self-reflection mode, pull back, like this is saying, pull back. Once it gets to where you're like, boom, there it is. It happens. Okay, good. Pull back. You don't want to see yourself when you're in the confusion around them. They're going to need their part to pull that up in you. And then once it's up and you're like, ooh, pull. And go and look within and self-reflect on your own. Don't get their thoughts or other people's thoughts about telling you who you are or whatever. No, this is, you needed them to pull it up. They did. Thank you very much. I need some time. I'll be back. And you go on your own, and you reflect. And you basically go like this bear, and you hibernate for a little while. Go in hermit mode. and go on your little self journey, look within, all of that type of stuff. And it's going to show you what you need to let go of. It's going to give you a balance of the light and the dark. But it's going to show you what you need to let go of. Whether it's actually the person, whether it's just the pattern, whether honestly it's mostly beliefs within yourself. Are you holding on to beliefs and notions that no longer serve you? Are you blocking your own growth and forward momentum because you fear to end a chapter in your life? It is time to release all that you hold on to that no longer serves. It is time to say goodbye to all that no longer has a place or purpose in your life. It is time to have an emotional or physical spring clean. It is time to let go of the past so you can be open to what the future can bring or may bring. And that doesn't necessarily mean the person. It might. But there's something that you're holding on to, something that's going to be shown. And then when you release that, a new day dawns. Here's your little new rebirth, your new cycle. And now you embrace the dark. And you trust in it. You trust in the magic. You have a level of patience. You love who you are. You love that you're different. You reflect on it. You connect. You know you're all connected. Embrace your masculine energy. Know your power. You just know yourself on a whole different, deeper level. Don't use your power for malice or bad things. Know that you belong and you're all connected. Embrace the spirit, surrender. You basically integrate, is what happens. And you embrace that part of yourself. But you have to keep that balance between thank you for showing me, no, I don't want this. Okay, I might want this. So it could serve as a distraction. Don't let it take you too far off your path, but yet you do have to see something because it's going to help you even more with where you're going. But it's definitely going to show you something. And I think it benefits you by the energy being there to show you something. But at the same time, you don't want to just go with it possibly and be like, oh, this is it. Like, keep to yourself. Keep doing what you were doing. Keep listening to your intuition. If it needs to go, let it go. If it needs to come in, let it come in. If it needs to just change dynamic, then it needs to change dynamic. So 2 other cards you have is Intensification, Litha, and a Thame. I don't know how you say it. Boundaries. The intensification, I'm just going to read the whole thing because it's all pretty good. The intensification of the full sun of Litha shines upon you as you step up to the next level, which exactly like I said, you're going to be leveling up. This is a time of focus, development, and determination as you gain strength and reclaim your inner resolve. Dare to explore every avenue before you and do the unexpected. A new gateway has opened and you may find that you leave others behind as your unwavering dedication leads you away. Fear not, for the light of the sun will highlight the path of unfamiliar territory and borrow, if you will, the sun's strength and warmth as you embrace these times of steady focus and concentration. This sun, this light. It's in the center of your reading. Diversions may tempt you along the way. Like this tempting offer has a high price. This person. You may feel blind for a while as you stumble upon the unknown. But try to remember that these are merely tests of your commitment. The sun gods shine favorably on you and remind you that the answer to your prayer and outcome of spells happen in mysterious ways. Trust the great mystery. That's funny because I actually put in a note here to talk to you guys about help doesn't always come in the way we want it to. Be grateful and learn, observe. So we'll go back to that, but try to remember that these are merely tests of your commitment. The sun gods shine favorably on you and remind you that the answer to prayer and the outcome of spells happen in mysterious ways. Trust the great mystery. So trust and have faith, which is also asking you over here, faith, trust, unwavering, confidence. So, I mean, something about this is going to feel really good to you. It's definitely going to be tempting. And you're going to have a lot of faith of where it's taking you. And then it says maverick, risk taker, rule breaker. So you might have to literally decide on that, on whether you stick to your stuff or you take a risk. But it's going to teach you, I believe, a level of self-discipline, of concrete being decisive within yourself, so that you're not like this on which way to go, but that it actually integrates the parts of you. I mean, because we all know, at least I feel like I have double Gemini, and discipline is definitely something that I've been working on and trying to harness. So, I mean, I guess I'm all for, learning more about that and being more focused and integrated, basically. What you have been waiting for comes into fruition during the summer months. Shine brightly, don't give away your personal power, move forward fearlessly, call on the sun, the strength of the sun gods to break through. The summer solstice marks the height of the sun's power on the longest day of the year. Thousands gather at Stonehenge each year to witness the rising sun over the heel stone. Midsummer was celebrated in ancient times with hilltop bonfires at night to honor the sun, the power of the sun over darkness. This is a time of abundance, fulfillment, and strength. So maybe that's even telling you to remind on this sun energy, because you might have an energy coming your way that is going to be very confusing. It's really going to test your emotions, your discipline, who you are. It's really going to make you find out who you are and what you really want. There might be a little bit of, depression with it, or just trying to see who you are. You're definitely going to have to look into your subconscious. And then you have, where is it? A theme. I think that's how you say it. Your intentions have been rather hazy as of late, nor are you given the right signals about who and what you are. Exactly. Like, this person doesn't really see you for who you really are. And part of that's because they're projecting, but part of it is because you don't really know either, and you're probably like bouncing back and forth, and it's probably confusing to them. I mean, you're a very dualistic sign, so this is going to help you integrate. But you're not given the right signals about who and what you are. In fact, do you actually even know who you are at this very moment? It's time to finally focus and get to the point. You cannot expect to be taken seriously if you have not set your boundaries. This is why this person does not see you properly. Like I said, you see yourself completely different than they do. And this is going to be a huge balancing thing for you, integrating and the setting of your boundaries. So let me say that again. Do you even know who you are at this very moment? It's time to focus and get to the point. You cannot expect to be taken seriously if you have not set your boundaries. For by doing so, you will find that others cross the line by taking advantage of you, not respecting either your space or you. Your natural energy is being drained, drawing your attention unnecessarily to others instead of what is really important. Your natural energy is being drained, drawing your attention unnecessarily to others instead of what is really important. Exactly. A theme offers to cut ties with those who no longer serve your highest purpose. This doesn't necessarily mean that you will banish these people from your life, only that you won't be taken on their energetic demands, which are drawing you away from your true purpose. Mentally ask the power of a theme to cut these cords in perfect love and perfect trust, and your vitality and focus will return. You are being diverted from your path. Focus on what is truly important. Honor your beliefs and yourself. Don't give in to the superstitial demands of others. Set clear boundaries. You would benefit from energy healing. You might have even now actually been in the sun energy too, and they see you like doing good and they come back in and try to distract you. Just possibility. So you would benefit from energy healing. Let me know if you're interested, by the way. It actually says that. I didn't just say that. The athame is used for the ritual purpose of casting a circle, cutting ties, directing energy, or to cut and reseal a door in a ritual circle. It is one of the 4 elemental magical tools used in traditional witchcraft. It represents the element of fire and is the masculine principle evoking the act of procreation in conjunction with the chalice. And all your final cards are fire too. So definitely boundaries here, learning things about your shadow. You're going to learn a lot of who you are from this situation. So anyways, the notes while I'm thinking about this is, for some reason, the songs, 2 songs that really came up, I don't really know about the word of it, but How Far I'll Go, which is in the Moana movie, and Flashlight. And even though this person may not be that lovey-dovey version of the Flashlight, so look up the lyrics for Flashlight. I don't know, it's the one that was in Pitch Perfect or whatever. I forgot the lady's name. But it's instead of it being the lovey-dovey version of the Flashlight, this person, I feel like, actually can be a version of your flashlight to help guide you through your own shadow and seeing who you really are to then find the light afterwards. So not in so much of the obvious way, but this person or situation coming in is actually acting as a flashlight for you. They're almost in a way being sent to direct you on your path where you need to go and find your way. And then I wrote, help doesn't always come in the way we want it to. Be grateful and learn, observe. So even if you like, oh, I'd like help out of this, and it comes and looks like it's actually more trouble than it's worth, or more torture or whatever, your response means everything. It can take a situation and make it a good to bad. It can make a situation bad to good. I mean, your perception is everything. What is it showing you? What is it bringing up within you? Be grateful and allow it to pull the things up in you it does, and then go and reflect on your own. But if you play victim about it, or you just stay reactionary instead of responding, like if you don't have your balanced way about you, somewhat of what you learned, and you're more like, and not just observing what's going on, not only externally, but within you, then no, it's just going to look like a bad situation. But it could totally be something that serves you and helps evolve you and show you your shadow. Like, this person could actually come in as a way of helping you. It just depends on what you do with it. So be grateful, share that loving energy through gratitude and learn and observe, because in the end, you really want to learn who you are anyways in your shadow. And if you don't learn this now, you're going to learn it later. And if you don't learn it like this, you're going to learn it in a more painful way. More than likely, the universe is going to bring it some other way if this is what's destined on your path. So please utilize these energies. This is very much a Scorpio full moon energy. It's going to help you navigate the darkness. Scorpios do not teach you by speaking. They teach you by action. Maybe a really evolved Scorpio will. They eventually do learn to communicate better. But most Scorpios, especially in their lower phase, they mostly teach by action. That's really all they trust. They don't trust people's words. They trust the feelings that they get. They trust the actions that they see. Words to them mean nothing. Plus, they're just a very into themselves kind of sign as far as like self-respect or reflective and everything. They don't like to talk a lot anyways. They do, but they don't. So just know that a lot of what you're going to learn here is not so much by communication. I mean, yes, speaking your boundaries and your truth and stuff like that, but pay attention to the way you feel. Pay attention to the actions. Pay attention to the unseen. I know actions are seen too, but actions, emotions, the unseen, your intuition, your triggers, pay attention to what's going on. Don't just expect that everything that's going on is going to be told to you. Like, you get what I'm saying? Don't miss the lesson due to your ego. So don't let your ego get triggered. Don't let your fear get triggered and then you shut down and you don't pay attention to what's going on. You don't watch your surroundings. You run and hide in a corner. You don't even reflect on yourself. Balance. Feel your emotions. Do not run from them. Just sit and sit with yourself. If you have to go in a safe place to do it, absolutely do it. Like, you're not going to want to self-reflect with this person. Maybe if you guys are able to keep this going in the future and heal, then maybe then. Right now, you're not going to want to do your self-reflecting around this person. You're going to want them to pull it up in you and then go in your own space and process and reflect on it. That's just the way I feel anyways. So your animal spirit energies. So I'm going to do this and then I'll pull 3 or 4 cards of advice from the shaman deck. And that's it. Is you have the oyster and the camel. So right now, you're kind of being the oyster. Patient, secret keeper, hiding the inner treasures. The focus and determination of the oyster is unmatched. Anything an oyster personality puts their mind to, they achieve with grace and charm. The only problem is oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy or doubtful, and this can lead to withdrawing or protecting their deepest desires and life's work. When the oyster card appears, it's important to reveal your inner treasures. What is it you've been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see. When in balance, feels blessed, generous, masterful. When out of balance, reluctant, gripping, clams up. To bring into balance, share something. So you're going to have to open and expand your energy again. This is a water energy. The opposite energy is an earth energy, the one that's kind of more guiding you in what to do. And you have camel. Again, here's your moon. So it's funny because you have blue here, your emotions, and then you have nightingale, which is very much about the voice, singing, talking, expression, creativity, poem, song, whatever. So this is going to be very much a thing about speaking your truth too. But do it in a balanced way. Also balance it with listening and paying attention. But the camel is resourceful, independent, knows oneself. This is where you're heading to, and it's wanting to push you towards this energy. Knowing oneself. The camel can handle absolutely energy or anything. Like I said, it's teaching you to be that mutable energy that you are and be able to go between light and dark, light and heavy, good and bad. Like, just, it's going to teach you how to be more mutable and actually rough it through all of it. As it carries a wealth of nourishment within, the wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenge with ease. So this is helping you. This is strengthening you, what's going to happen. Even in the face of excess heat, judgment, or anger, the camel searches inside for the cool elixir of water to calm the situation. So even though this is an earth sign, right? These are earth energies. Oh, this is fire in this, but that's why it says fire and water. But it is kind of an earth one too. But opposites, either way, is what it's getting to. Opposites with balance. So even in the face of excess heat, which this is going to be bringing, judgment or anger, the camel searches for the cool elixir of water to calm the situation. So you have to go within and learn that. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance, which is what I wrote on my paper too, balance. Fire and water, and being responsible for one's own reactions. Like I said, to respond and not react. The camel is a wonderful traveler and is especially fond of trips to faraway lands. When in balance, calm, content, sparkle an eye. When out of balance, dehydrated, lacks vitality. To bring into balance, a pilgrimage. So you're going to have to step out of your shell. You know, like, this is going to be teaching you balance, and I wouldn't recommend running from it. I think you should keep all of the things you've learned, put your boundaries, speak your truth, acknowledge someone else's truth. You know, you're going to want to learn something too with this Ace of Swords. So yes, you're going to learn it within you, but I feel like if you also balance it with listening to this person and not judging what they're saying, even if you think they're wrong, you're going to learn a lot of things, either about yourself, about them, or where the dynamic is not matching up, because your story isn't any more right than their story, you know, for the most part. Like, and not only that, but it'll benefit you to be able to move along and also keep peace in the situation, to see where their perception is, to where you can either now have your stuff be mutable because you understand where they're coming from, or you can now speak what you say or you think, and then theirs, and maybe there could be a new understanding that comes between the two, where you guys start out, you know, like this, kind of in a battle, and you end up as allies. I mean, that may not be for everybody, so don't go like hoping this is the way it's going to go and do, you know, not save things for yourself to end up here. But for some of you, this is a possibility within this situation or relationship. And then for others of you, this is going to be tackling your own inner strengths. But either way, something that started out as an issue or a harsh energy or whatever, I feel like within you and or outside of you is going to end up being an ally and something that's beneficial to you. And you're going to have to do stuff that's uncomfortable. And this is one of those times of facing yourself and facing the energies and the world around you, where you can't go run and hide in your safe space. Basically, where you're just there and you've got your wits and your balance about you, but you're willing to show up in the world, and you're willing to show up for yourself, and that you know when to show up and not just like run. Like, because I feel like a lot of Geminis are really out of balance, as you know, they're needing to evolve, and they either don't show up at all and they like run and flee, or when they are there, they're overreactive, which is probably why they need to run and flee, because things become so hectic for them, because they become overreactionary, that they're able to be triggered so easily, and it becomes too much for them and they have to go. So yes, somebody is triggering you and they're doing their stuff too, but they wouldn't be able to do it if you had a certain level of balance to you. So let's look at a couple cards. Here's your 9. You may want to meditate. 9 of Cups, but you know, pull away. If it becomes too much, just say nicely, be like, hey, I'll get back to you. I need some time away to balance myself. Show me advice for Gemini in May 2019. Yeah, so you have the Hermit card, like I said. Judgment. Remember to stay nurturing, ground yourself, stay grounded. You know, do some earthing if you need to, look up what that is. But some advice is going to be for you to go within. Meditate, isolate yourself for a minute once this happens. You know, call upon your ancestors or your higher guides for knowledge if you need to. I'd preferably say 3rd level heaven and above only, or ask for anything that always respects your free will and does not have its own agenda. But you're going to have to face a lot within yourself. You're going to see something and have sort of like a renewal, and you're going to have strength through this. But it is going to transform you. You are going to see something. Through coming together. Like through this coming together, whatever it is, should you choose to go to this door, It is going to require strength on your part, internal strength and transformation, and looking within. It might even try to trap you for a minute. It might even knock you off balance for a minute, to be honest with you. But you are going to remain, you are going to get like your balance back. Stay grounded, stay of earthing, keep your boundaries. If you need time, say you need time. Speak your truth. Don't overspeak it. Respect other people's opinions, whether you think it's the truth or not, but speak yours in, in response to it. Don't belittle anybody. Listen to them, especially listen. But as this whole process unfolds, it does create the wheel of fortune. It does turn the wheel. The wheel on what? On a head and heart balance. So this is the King of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but King of Cups to me is Scorpio especially. So head and heart balance. You are grounded. And you also have too, because a turtle is very grounding. It's a very earthy nature. And then you have the water nature. So you literally integrate and create that balance between head and heart, emotions, the earth and water. It brings you out of this lack energy, this fear energy, this Five of Pentacles energy that you're hoping to come out of, actually, because this is what's in your hopes, is the Page of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. It changes this energy. This process, if you play your cards right, actually helps bring you the balance which you desire. It brings you out of the Five of Pentacles. It turns the wheel, and you have a head and heart balance. So if you want any more information, or to know if this applies to you, or to help more with the blocks, or maybe how it's going to more play out or whatever, hit me up for a personal reading, or look at any of my other services. Good luck with this. You've got a lot of energies playing out this month. With Saturn is now retrograde. Pluto is retrograde. So a lot of karma being played out. So keep in mind when you're doing this and making these decisions, karma is going to be played out. A lot of internal transformations with Pluto. You've got the Taurus full moon, wanting to manifest certain things, relationship, money, love, beauty, values. You got Scorpio full moon, which I feel like is going to be a huge energy, because I could already feel in all my readings there's Scorpio energy. And then you're going to have in the the middle of the month, even towards the beginning, you'll have Mercury, Uranus, and the Sun in Taurus. And then in the middle of the month, then there comes Venus, I believe, if I have that correct. So you have a lot of illuminating, transformational, karmic stuff relating to, and change up with Uranus, relating to love, what you value, beauty, relationships, maybe even money, it could be work, what you value, beliefs. I feel like this month is going to be a very transformative month for a lot of people. Transforming the way you see things, letting things go that need to go. Very big death and rebirth process. I mean, you don't just have, you also have, Jupiter retrograde in Sagittarius, I believe. So very expansive and seeing that kind of more spiritual picture. But, you don't just have a regular, the moon is full in Scorpio. You have opposing that in its opposite sign in Taurus, Venus, Mercury, like Venus, love, beauty, Mercury, the way you think, communication, Uranus, which is like shakes things up, and very intense energy, and the sun. So ego, power, illumination. So this isn't, in my opinion, I think that's why the Scorpio full moon is so intensified, even more than normal. I mean, it's coming in all the things. I think it's going to be very transformative. I mean, besides those, it's almost like not quite, but almost squaring. You have Saturn and Pluto in retrograde. Like karmic transformations. So a lot of energy at play this month in May. So I love you guys. I hope this helps you. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Again, information for donations or services, all that's in the description box below. I love you guys. I'll be seeing you soon. For anybody who cares, my plans, hopefully it all works out, is my next ones that I go to is I'd like to do Sagittarius, and then I probably will go to Virgo. Just so you guys know, those are the next two. So I'm going to try to get going with them. And also emails, I will be trying to catch up on them for like today and tomorrow. Hopefully I can get them done today. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for being patient with me, for walking this journey with me and allowing me to walk this journey with you. I love you. I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.